Facebook world, welcome again. Michelle Sayward.
Hello, everybody.
I feel like we've been doing this every other day because we pretty much have. We've had a big announcement, a big team or a big player in the market joining eXp almost every other day, it feels like, because we have.
It's been great.
It's been exciting. I feel like it's gaining traction more than it ever has. I've been in about 4 months now. You've been in for how long?
No, I've been 4 months. You've been like 6.
6? Has it been 6? Time's flying.
It's November.
Yeah, 5, 6. It's going by fast. Nonetheless, today, it's Saturday morning. Snow on the ground. It looks like winter's fastly approaching. We've got some real exciting news today. Today's probably one of the most exciting announcements that I have personally ever been able to make. We have a long-time friend of both of ours that has decided to join eXp. I've been in the industry about 15 years now. I met this gentleman about 13 years ago, 13 or 14, maybe a year or two after I got in the business.
Yeah.
How about you?
I've been in it 17 years, and actually this person and his brother was a great mentor to me when I came into the business.
Right.
And so a little bit longer than you. We actually worked for the same company at one point in time.
Did you really?
That's exactly how it started.
Oh,
I thought you
okay.
knew.
No, I didn't.
Okay, we both worked for Century 21.
Okay.
That's where I started in the business,
Gotcha.
which I have nothing but love for that company. It was always a great experience.
Right.
And this person, I'm excited that we found him and that we brought him in here together.
Oh, it's big. It's big news, guys. This is probably one of the biggest announcements that, like I said, that I've been able to make into eXp. So my background with this gentleman, I got in the business about 15 years ago, like I said. I met him at a Mike Ferry event. I didn't know what I was doing in the business. I was working buyers for probably 90% of my 2-year career because I didn't know how to get listings. And then at the time, Coldwell Banker was kind enough to bring in one of my biggest mentors, Mike Ferry, who taught us how to get listings.
Yeah, that's right.
I had no idea how to get listings.
Yeah.
And so Coldwell Banker paid, I don't know, I think it was thousands of dollars. I think $25,000 to get him to come in for 2 or 3 days. Mm-hmm. And Mike Ferry came in and taught us how to go out and get expired listings.
Yeah.
And the guy that was up on stage was this gentleman that we're about to introduce and his brother, their team, because they were cranking out 250, 300 deals. And this was, again, 15 years ago. I mean, now there's quite a few teams that might do 200, 300 deals. But 15 years ago, to do 300 deals a year?
It was insane.
Crazy, right? Like, I looked up to him. I remember sitting with my wife saying, can you imagine what it's like to sell 25, 30 houses a month? And they were doing it 15 years ago.
You know what I'm thinking about, Mark, as you're saying this to me? It all comes full circle, right?
Yeah.
Whenever you and I meet great players in this market and in this industry, we remember who they are and we hold them dear because they've always been a mentor, they've always been a guide, they've always been someone to help us through. And so you and I met at Coldwell Banker.
Right.
Before that, I was at Century 21 with this fella.
Right.
And we are now like remembering how great these people were and mentors in helping us.
Yeah.
And so we want to share that and bring it to everybody here at eXp that decides to join our group. So
no question, it's like the circle of life.
It is a circle of life.
From where we started, here we are 15 years later, and we're coming back together. We got a chance now to work together. That's what this whole eXp model is about, is realtors coming together, collaboration. Everyone has a stake in the company. Everyone has a vested interest in the company. So without further ado, we can keep going on and on and on.
I'm like, come on,
I know. But it's exciting. This gentleman I'm about to introduce, like I said, him and his brother have been long time mentors of mine. I've always looked up to them. They've always ran a clean business. They've always done things that I can honestly say there's only 2 or 3 players in the market who have taken it to this level from scratch, building a business based on prospecting. This is old school, old fashioned sales, getting on the phone, boiler room style, and making call after call after call. And that's what they've been able to do. So without further ado,
the king of Dearborn. Now you have an idea?
That's true. Please welcome Abdulluh.
Thanks a lot. Wow. Thank you very much.
Excited to have you.
Wow, I feel like a rock star, man.
You are a rock star. Are you kidding me?
Appreciate that. Appreciate you guys really pumped it up. Excellent. Thank you very much for that.
We're excited.
I should go on stage now.
So Adam, tell us about how you got started. How'd you get started in the business? How old were you? Tell me how it all began.
So many years ago, my brother Dave Abdulluh started back in 1989, and I used to always see him what he's doing, and I used to always look up to him and say, wow, that's a pretty interesting field. Like, I always just see myself as being a professional realtor. And in 1989 he started. In the mid-90s, I started working with him part-time. And through that part-time working, we were running a restaurant. I was also a professional drummer traveling. Through the mix of everything, I just got more and more interested in it. And then in 1998, 99 or so, I got licensed, and it just took off from there. It's just the most beautiful thing I ever got into, actually.
So let me get this straight. You were doing real estate by day, and you were also a drummer by night and the weekends?
Yeah. So I was doing 3-4 gigs a weekend, and I was also traveling around the world with different top singers, and so between the music, local and internationally, and then the restaurant, we owned the restaurant, and then real estate. I was just doing everything.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do.
Al's always been a hard worker.
Yeah, work is my blood, that's for sure.
That part is.
You know what's funny is whenever I'm talking to a realtor who's doing business at a very high level, it's always a background story like this of working 70, 80 hours plus a week before it really takes off.
Yep.
You know, people look at the business and think, wow, they got lucky, or that it was an overnight success. The overnight success is 5, 10, 15 years in the making.
100%.
When you look at every one of these stories, and they always have this, a lot of times they have this side job, for consistent money, because real estate is anything but consistent for a number of years.
Especially in the beginning.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you're with Century 21, you were with Century 21 your entire career, 20 plus years?
Yeah, so I've been with Century 21 a long time. The owner of the company, the management, the staff, the family, it's just very, very, it's like my second home. I was there more than I was at home, actually.
Right.
I spent more time with them than I spent with my family.
Right.
And it was just a long ride, a lot of mentoring, a lot of coaching, a lot of training. From the ownership to my brother, I'm very honored to have a brother like Dave Abdulluh to, train me, mentor me, and that's something that, a lot of people pay a lot of money for, that I had running my own office, of course.
I actually did.
Me too. I can't tell you how excited I was every time there was a Mike Ferry event, because I knew that we would see you and Dave, and then afterwards we'd go to lunch, and I'd get to pick his brain and tell him, I called 1,000 people today, nobody answered, is this normal? And he would think, yeah, Mark, that's how it is. I called 5,000 and only one answered, so I always look forward to seeing it. So you were Centurion, you were happy. That's the amazing part about a lot of the people that I talked to that have moved over to eXp is they were happy. They weren't disgruntled. They weren't looking for anything. And, I think for a number of years, me and you have talked, and I know at one time you were entertaining, Coldwell Banker was trying to pull you and Dave hard, I remember back in the day.
Sure.
Even as late of 7-8 years ago, I remember you toured Keller Williams, and you were, tell us about all the different opportunities you guys have had that you ended up passing on.
Yeah, I think, a lot of realtors that are doing a high number of production and units will get approached by a lot of big companies, and I don't blame them. We call sellers and buyers every day trying to convince them to work with us, and realtors and brokerages have to do the same, or else they can't survive. And I respect that. When somebody calls me, I'm honored. That's wow, they're calling me. You know what I'm saying? And I just felt like between Coldwell Banker, Remax, Keller Williams, and all these other big brokerages, Century 21 to me, my brother Dave was home. It's hard to leave home when you have a very, very tight ship going on, and I just felt like, at some points, your mind plays games with you, and like, okay, you know what? Should I go to another company? Is it different? Is the grass greener on the other side?
Right.
Do they have better training? Do they have better mentoring? It's a different family, different world, and I just felt like, as much as they tried to get us to switch, it just never, I'm a big feeling guy.
Right.
It just never felt right and felt good. It doesn't hurt to go try and check.
Right.
But I just didn't see it.
Right.
Neither did my brother Dave.
Yeah. And I felt the same way about that, actually. When I was with you at Century 21, then I was with Mark at Coldwell Banker, and then I went independent, and many people would approach me and try to, but the grass is I know it's cliche, it's not always greener. Sometimes there's crabgrass,
Right.
sometimes there's weeds,
Yeah.
sometimes but there's always something that
Sure.
wasn't quite a fit.
Yeah.
And I hope you feel the same way. I know Mark does. This is the first company, eXp, that I've ever been with, independent, Century 21, Coal Banker, doesn't matter, that I've actually felt enthusiasm and excitement for. And I would suspect, Al, you can confirm this, that you probably feel the same way, because if you're very comfortable and you built a team doing high volume with your brother, it would have to be a tremendous reason why you'd make the move.
100%.
What
100%.
was that reason for you?
It came across my lap. Here's a funny story, okay? And I know it's kind of hard to believe because a lot of people might think, really? Somebody sent me a message back in March. Hey, what's going on? I'm thinking of opening up my own franchise. I don't know if it's Century 21, but I also heard about this eXp. What do you think of eXp? And I've always known as a prospecting agent that calls for sale by owners and expired, to me, eXp was expired.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what is eXp? Is that like an expired or something? I didn't know what it was,
Right.
you know? And honestly, it just, that message on Instant Messenger just kind of went away and I just forgot about it.
Just
Fizzled, right? And then I got another message sent by another agent this agent had sent me a message, not an eXp agent. And then another agent, maybe I was going to our awards ceremony in March.
Oh yeah.
Century 21.
Century
Yeah.
21 in March or April. And the number 2 agent team in the state, we always go up on our awards and everything else. Mike Blake.
Right.
He's like, Al, I'm leaving Century 21 and I'm going to eXp. And I'm like, honestly, it was like right before we were getting our award, I'm like,
As he's going up to get his award,
Yeah.
the number 2 agent,
Yeah.
you guys are the number 1.
Yeah.
He whispers in line to him.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm leaving.
and like my mind was in so many places. I'm like, I didn't even, I heard it, but I didn't hear it.
That's
Again,
like, he's
no.
going up to get his award, you're trying to pull him back. Wait a minute.
So
Yeah.
2 times, Al has heard
Twice.
about it, but he didn't hear it.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
Honest to God. And I didn't even pay attention to it until later on. He reminded me. It's like I forgot about it. And then the third time he sent me a message, and through Facebook, my old Facebook page, I never opened up. I didn't see it. Then it wasn't until a couple months ago or so.
I was actually in this parking lot,
Yeah.
and I don't know why or how he popped into my head.
And I see the Facebook video, the interview.
Yeah.
Mark Z leaves Keller Williams.
Yeah.
Michelle Sayward leaves her brokerage.
Yeah.
Mark Z, Michelle Sayward joined eXp.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I kid you not, I was walking up the stairs to go to sleep, and I don't know how I see it on my phone.
Yeah.
I'm like, now I'm curious to know, I'm watching it,
Right.
and I go to sleep.
Because you're like, there's all these friends.
Yeah. I'm like, bro, I'm just thinking to myself, okay, these are power hitters. These guys have been in their business for a long time. Why eXp? What the heck is eXp?
Yeah.
Like, I've never heard of it. A lot of us never heard of it. And I had to dig into it. I could not sleep. I watched your whole interview.
Yeah.
And I'm like tossing and turning. I'm going to go to sleep fast. And I was like, okay.
I remember you asking me, when I first called, you said, Mark, I thought you were going out on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's really got me digging into this is why you didn't just go out on your own, and now you're paying another franchise, and you're involved with another, and so that's what really intrigued you.
Yeah.
But I think, something that a lot of people overlook is, you had a lot of opportunities to do Keller Williams,
Yeah.
Remax. I know you've got some great friends right down the street at Remax in Dearborn. That'd be an easy transition. I'm sure that would feel like family, just moving right down the street with your friends. But it's not about the money, right? Because maybe you could have saved some money doing these other, but for me, for Michelle, we could have probably saved some money doing another franchise, another brokerage, but we all passed on that opportunity to save a few bucks.
Or we could open up our own.
Or we could have opened up our own and ultimately saved a lot more money.
Yeah.
But we all pass on that opportunity because in our minds, we're all big thinkers. And correct me if I'm wrong, but saving a few bucks isn't going to grow my business,
No.
right? If I was going to leave, it had to be for something that was either going to grow my business, give me another revenue source, something bigger than just, and that was the value proposition that all these franchises gave you is your cap will be less, the fees will be less.
Yeah.
Well, I know you and your brother, that just didn't interest you.
No.
You didn't care about saving 10, 20 grand.
Well, that's why I went independent after paying franchise fees at Century 21 Coldwell Banker. I was thinking of the mindset, okay, how can I save some money and have a better revenue stream?
Right.
But here, there's 3 ways to make revenue.
Yeah.
I mean, it's selling real estate, there's a stock share, and then there's the revenue share option. So I know for you, it wasn't easy to leave. It wasn't easy for me to leave. It certainly wasn't something you planned on.
Yeah, no
Doing
pressure.
either.
For the record, not you. I know you didn't, but I definitely didn't plan on leaving Century 21 or my brother Dave Abdulluh. It was not planned. It was not part of my. I never in a million years thought I'd leave my brother.
Oh, I remember when I was in the parking lot when I called you,
Yeah.
and the first 3 words out of your mouth was, Mark, I'll sit down and talk to you about it, but I'm not leaving, I'll be honest. I'm not leaving my brother, I'm not leaving Century 21. I'm like, I get it, no problem.
And I said, respect to you, Mark. We've been friends. Michelle, we've been friends. And I was like, look, that's not going to happen. It was not in my, like, if I had to think 3 months ago, 4 months ago, 5 months ago, was this in my mind? It came by me twice and 3 times and 4 times. Actually, Mike also sent me a message also when I was overseas, out of town, and I didn't get, like, there's so many ways it came at me.
That's right.
And you wouldn't listen.
I didn't see him pay
That's
attention
all
to it.
That's right, you've got a new Keller Williams office opening up here in Dearborn, right? So that's playing in the background.
There's all kinds of things running through your mind. I don't care what anybody says, curiosity kills the cat.
Yeah.
So this is a big shakeup in Dearborn, y'all.
Yeah.
It's kind of a thing happening right
So
now.
you got Keller Williams for the first time coming to Dearborn. That's happening in the background. And then I think what set it over the top was you said we had the eXp convention coming up. And I said, Al, just come check out the convention and see what's going on. He's like, Mark, I've been to a million conventions. I go to Century 21s all the time. I'm going to go there. It's going to be a lot of hoo-ha.
I told you I just finished one.
Just came back.
I just came back from a top agent retreat in Miami, and then there was one in Livonia, and I'm like, Mark, I'm conventioned out, bro. You want me to go to this convention?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so Mark, one of the things that you're missing in this whole conversation was all the phone calls Al had with me to say, is this real? Is this real?
Yeah. So I'm chit chat with this guy. Gonna call Michelle.
Come on, is this real?
Come on, give me the lowdown, Michelle. I love Mark, but Michelle, give it to me, man.
Be
Mark
honest.
likes to be selling it.
Be
Tell me the
honest.
truth, man.
Exactly. That's exactly what I want.
Does he guarantee me we'll do it in 90 days or something like that? I just need to know what the hell this was all about.
Right. So what happens? You get on the plane. You go to New Orleans.
Yeah. Well, before the plane, I did not watch TV since we talked.
You still were convinced you're not
Every
doing
night,
this, right?
yeah, but every night, you can go on YouTube and I'm watching one interview after another, and you keep wanting to learn and more, you want to keep knowing more. And then I'd read the testimonials, I'd read what do they call it, the reviews, and I'm like,
You read the negative too?
so every night I was reading the positive and every night, everything. I was looking into it night and day, but not telling anybody. I was just trying to figure out, okay, what is this company? Then when you told me about the convention, I'm like, you know what? Okay, Michelle's giving me the behind the scenes information. You're giving me the factual information. Between the two of you guys, I know you're not going to steer me wrong because we're friends. And I said, you know what? Okay, I'm going to go to the convention.
You were afraid to go to the convention.
Well, I didn't want anybody to know I was going there.
But you were also afraid that it might really validate everything that you were reading, I think.
I didn't think I was going to be. I thought if I go to the convention, I know everybody goes to conventions, it's usually positive.
Yeah.
They're like drinking the Kool-Aid or whatever you want to call it, right? The Kool-Aid people. But I said, I'm going to do something different. I've always went to conventions and we learn a lot of stuff, right? Whatever. But I said, I'm going to go in there, I'm going to interview over 100 agents.
I love this.
Okay.
This is so good.
And I'm not going to tell them who I am. I'm just going to ask them the question. What company did you move from? How long were you at that company? And when did you move to eXp? What do you like about eXp? What don't you like about eXp? And why do you recommend anybody to join eXp? It was like coming out of my mouth on and just random people. Because I don't know who's a broker, who's an agent, who's the top guy, who's the little guy. At Century 20, I usually know who's who. Mike Ferry Retreats, you know who's who.
Right.
This company, I know who's who.
Yeah.
You're like, I knew you guys. But anyways, so I asked these agents these questions, and agent after agent, and you guys were looking for me all the time.
We couldn't find you.
Couldn't find me. I'm like, going on my own. And I kept on getting the same answers, and I'm like, I told you, remember I told you guys, I want one person, just one, give me negative answers. Give me negative feedback. I get it, you're not going to find it at a convention, but come on, everybody can't be lying.
Right.
And it's as if everybody knew Al was coming to the convention, this is what we're going to tell them.
Well, everybody knew Al by the time the convention was over.
Yeah, they did.
Everyone got interviewed by Al.
Yeah.
That's
So I even asked brokers, people that own like large 100, 200 agent brokerages, and I said, you moved your whole office, you shut down? I'm like, no, we just switched to eXp and kept everybody doing what they're doing.
Right.
And it was the best transition, the best move I ever made, the best transition I ever made. That I heard from a lot of people. And the majority were from Keller Williams, by the way.
Well, because also to move an entire brokerage is actually, it's not as bad as people put in their mind, because eXp focuses on self-branding, which is exactly one of the benefits that you found with this
No
company.
question. Yeah, no,
So-
we've kept the branding, we've kept everything rolling as business.
You're not closing shop and moving.
Right,
You're just flipping a sign.
right.
Right, and it's not even changing the name. Like, you've had another brokerage come over, smaller brokerage, and they kept their brokerage name, and it just says smaller.
Sure.
Oh, true. That's the one thing eXp had that was very attractive is for
Yeah.
brokers, they can keep their name,
Yeah.
right? Independent
Right.
brokerages,
Yeah.
brokerage by eXp.
Right.
Mhm.
Wow.
Right.
So you came on board. What's been going on since you came on board? You get a million calls, I'm sure. Everyone's asking the story, the backstory. What happened? Why did you do it? All your friends, everybody's been calling, right?
Al went crazy, that's what they say.
Al lost his mind.
He's drinking the Kool-Aid. Look at Michelle and Mark are drinking it right now.
And I'm sure you and Michelle got a lot of calls.
We got a lot of calls,
Wow.
of course.
What did you guys do?
We even got calls about you.
Yeah, sure.
We're fielding calls about
Sure.
what happened, what's going on with Al.
No.
So you're-
So for me, everybody's like, oh my God. Al left, Century 21.
Yeah.
You know, him and his brother are one, and he's a right-hand man of Dave, and my brother. Look, Al did not believe I did what I did. I could not believe what I did, because, you know what, I was so, look, I've never been convinced with something, and I told y'all guys, I'm a big gut feeling type of guy,
Yeah.
and it just, I've never had such a powerful feeling like I had for this
Yeah.
company.
Yeah.
I mean, I just, everything showed me, all the numbers, everything. I mean, I'm not gonna get sold on, you know, we at this company, we do this for you, we do that for you. I don't buy that stuff. I look at data, I look at numbers, I look at factual information, and I look at this. Because this right here is better and more powerful than anything else. And I just, you know what, I looked into it, I dissected it, and to me, I just said, you know what, if I'm gonna leave Century 21, if I'm not going to be with my brother Dave,
Yeah.
there's only one company that I would do it with, and it's eXp.
Yeah.
Right there.
And you know what, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, we're not kidding anybody. eXp isn't going to grow our business. It's still up to us.
Yes.
Right on.
We still have to do what we do as realtors. We still have to prospect. We still have to market. We still have to go after the business. I think what was clear to you though was it wasn't just another brokerage.
No.
There was different aspects of the company that nobody else was offering. I don't believe anybody else could offer, and if they do, by the time they do, we'll be another 5 to 10 years ahead of that.
Sure.
But there was just different buckets of income, different company perks, I guess you call it, between the stock shares that you get, between the stock that you can buy at a discount, between getting your cap back, between the revenue share that we share from
Zero franchise fees.
no franchise fees, you know, the incentive and the collaboration that we all have by bringing other producers in and sharing in that revenue. I think those were a lot of the differences.
So the way I looked at this company, you're paying minimal, but you're getting maximum.
Absolutely. You're getting more than maximum.
Yes, so like realtors always want to see what's in it for their clients. But at some point in our business, we have to look at what's in it for us, right?
Right.
And I felt like no other company out there is going to convince me to leave my home, Century 21,
Yeah.
my brother, my family,
Right.
to do what? To give me something a little bit more than I'm getting at another broker? It's not
Save
worth
10
it.
grand.
No, save 10 grand. It's not worth it.
Right.
And I just felt like the fact that I can be my agent owner of my company and everybody's an agent owner of this company, eXp, everybody becomes like a broker.
Right.
So we're no longer competitors.
Right.
Right.
You know, we're always competing for the same client.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, John came in the office. No, he's my client. No, I know him. No, I met him. No, it's not like that anymore.
Right.
Right.
The tension deflates in this company. Now we are all partners. Now we're getting residual income because we're bringing more people on. Now we're getting stock. Now we're getting 0% franchise fee. Now the desk fees are minimal. I mean, the compliance fees are no longer there. It's just, I look at everything, I'm like, wow, this company is all about the agent first.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's the part that you can only become about the agent first if you open up your own brokerage and become a broker.
And you know what's exciting, I think, about the three of us is what eXp offers. Truly a reason why each of us should open our playbook and share with other agents what we're doing to be a wild success.
Yeah.
Every other brokerage that I worked with before was, you're my competitor, or we're in the same office, and you're selling all these houses, but you're not going to tell me what you're doing because I'll be your competition. This is, if you guys, anyone watching this decides to join us three as a group, are a reason
I mean,
to share with you.
like I said, I've been in 5 or 6 months, you've been in 4, you've been,
Yeah.
have we ever talked and collaborated? I mean, I don't think there's a week
No.
that goes by, we talk and see each other every day. We talk at least 3-4 times
Not
a
on
week.
this level. It's,
Yeah.
it's another level.
I'm gonna say
There's a
something.
lot of collaboration.
10 days is how long it's been for me. And I gotta tell you something. I've never, ever felt like I can't wait to wake up to go to work ever in my life. Even when I first started. When I first
That's great.
started, I never had that feeling. And you know what? I'm
The boring
learning.
gets business. The business gets boring. You know, let's be
You know,
honest.
I was a drummer for 23 years. I mean, okay, at one point, those sticks started to feel heavy.
Yeah.
When the sticks start feeling heavy, you gotta get out.
Right.
Michael Jordan, the best basketball player in the world,
Yeah.
you know, he retired. Barry Sanders, the best running back, got off the field. At
You
some
get burned
point,
out.
you get burned out. I get it. This
Rejuvenated.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
reborn realtor. I mean, I'm like, wow. Here's the thing I would tell you that is really cool about this company. We are truly partners. This is Mark Z's building right here. We have a team. Michelle has a team. She's got a building, a location also. We're no longer having to pop into a real estate brokerage and say, hi, I'm with this company. Can I use your desk real quick?
Right.
Right.
You are now saying, I mean, Mark, Michelle opened up their offices with open hands, say, hey, open arms, say, hey, Al, do what you want to do, use what you want to use, don't worry about it. That right there, we never had that.
Right.
We never had that family, you know, now if I say, like, for example, I've got a listing appointment in Trenton or downriver, I'll say, they'll ask more to my office, I'll say, right there, Trenton. If they say, well, where's your office? You know, if I'm in Nova, right here. If you're in
Rochester.
Plymouth, Rochester, we got all these locations. Oh, how many locations? About 10
We're local.
locations?
I think we got 8 locations
8
right
locations,
now. 8 in 6
and
months.
growing, and
growing.
more coming.
Right.
So and eXp can open up anywhere. So you can be an eXp here, and eXp can be across the street. There's no restrictions.
No
That's the
question.
beauty of it.
Right.
No question.
Right.
Great. So let's wrap up. I know you've been here, you said about a week now. We've already had a couple people, a couple of your friends that have came, sat down, and what was their reaction? I mean, were they not just blown? I mean, I think the hardest part about this company is there's so much buzz, there's a lot of bad information out there, but whenever you've only been in a week now, and I think we've sat down and talked to maybe 3 people. 2 out of the 3 left here with their heads spinning, saying, I can't believe this, is this really all true? The one person said, when he sat down, he said, just so you know, I just signed with another brokerage yesterday, and I just came here to see Al. I'm not switching, I'm not signing anything new, I'm not doing anything new. We said, no problem. Do you want to know about the company? He said, yeah, tell me about the company. We told him about the company, and all of a sudden things changed. He was like, wow, I had no idea, that is completely different. I thought it was just another brokerage. So, I mean, are you seeing what I'm seeing? That basically any person you actually give them the right information about the company, they see the light.
You know what? I was saying, one of the things I think happens is it's once you learn about the company, you get, instead of insomnia, it's like eXp nausea. Like you can't sleep.
Good way.
I had sleepless
And
nights.
you
There's
think
days I
these-
went to work without sleeping. And I'll tell you, just
Are the people coming in?
the people are coming in, and everybody, you know, you start to know, like, it just comes out of your mouth naturally that, like, why eXp? I've never heard of them. You know, like everybody tells me, why did you join eXp? Nobody knows them. I don't see their signs. I don't do this. Let's face it, guys. 95% of realtors don't go to a real estate office anymore.
Right.
95% of realtors are working on the go. They're in their phone.
Mobile.
You don't need to meet. You don't need to buy or sell or list a home at a real estate office. Not that we don't have offices. We have offices. And if you want to open up, as an agent, open up your own office in a building, rent space or whatever. You want to open up your own brokerage, your own building, you can do that. The thing I love about this company. There's not all these restrictions and guidelines in corporate America stuff that they stop you from doing what you're doing.
Right.
They put their guards down and said, here, Mr. Realtor, do what you want to do that makes your business run the way, and we're going to reward you by stock, we're going to reward you by residual income. So if I bring you, anywhere in America and Canada, guess what? There's a downline, which obviously we'll just the downline in the system is I got brother-in-laws and family in Montreal and Canada and Edmonton that they sign up. Every house they sell, I get paid from the sale, not from your pocket, from the company's pocket. So it's just such a all about you, Mr. Realtor, so that we can focus all about our clients.
Yes.
That's the key thing.
Right.
So it's not just an agent-owned brokerage cloud. It's all about us so that we can
service our clients better.
better.
Great. Well, let's wrap up. Al, again, congratulations, man. I feel like I got a new family member. I know you feel the same, Michelle. We're excited about the opportunity and the future that eXp brings. This is really picking up steam if you haven't noticed lately. A lot of big things happening. And I know you got to ask yourself, if you don't see what we're seeing, what is it that you're missing, right? It's kind of like when you're looking at one of those pictures when you're at the fair. And you look at those pictures and you're trying to see that deeper picture and you don't see it. It's very similar. What is it that all of these top producers, what is it that the 15,000+ agents that have joined, I think over 12,000 agents in just the last year, what is it that we all see that you haven't seen yet? You got to question what that is. So without any more, I'll let you guys go. Enjoy your Saturday. Again, thank you guys so much, and we'll catch you on the next one.
And if you want more information, 313-718-5000.
It wouldn't be right if Al didn't give out the 5,000.
There you go. All right.
Thanks a lot. I'm
Thank
excited.
you.
Looking forward to
Thanks
working with my
again.
new family and work with us.
Thank you guys.